Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates is a six-time Mr. Olympia winner and a bodybuilding legend. During his era, he dominated competitions, becoming an icon in the industry. After retiring as a competitor, he started his own supplements company and opened numerous gyms to help others achieve their dreams. But it wasn't always a smooth ride for Dorian. He spent time in a youth detention center and his career was ended prematurely by injuries. This is his story. Welcome all to this new video. I hope you like this video and do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Do not forget that there are many training programs and short videos for body exercises. Thank you and come to our address, which is our topic. Biography. Rough childhood. Born in Sutton Coldfield and raised in Hurley, England, Dorian Yates grew up without a passion for sports. Instead, he turned to a life of crime after being badly influenced at an early age. At 16, in 1980, Dorian joined a skinhead gang after moving to Birmingham. Eventually, he was arrested after being involved in a riot. At 19, Dorian was sentenced to 6 months in a youth detention center. Start a fitness journey. Although he'd never worked out or played sports as a child, Dorian had grown up naturally athletic. This led to him gaining a reputation for his physique as an inmate, powerlifting, to keep himself entertained. Dorian quickly packed on the muscle and realized that he had the potential to succeed in fitness. After being released, he was determined to never return behind bars. The future legend entered the gym at the age of 21, in 1983, beginning his journey to the top of the industry. First competition. Dorian trained rigorously and set his sights on competing as a bodybuilder. After a year of working out and dieting, Dorian was on the way to sculpting a formidable physique. He entered his first show at 22 years old, the 1984 Mr. Birmingham Novice. Impressively, he walked away from his debut competition with the trophy. But he was hungry for more. More success. In 19985, Dorian carried his success into 1985, winning the Novice West Coast Show. That same year, he entered his first international contest, the 1985 IFBB World Games. He was up against the likes of Barry DeMay and Matt Mendenhall, but even at the age of 23, Dorian was able to compete. He placed a very respectable 7th. However, it was a year later when he won his first major competition, the 1986 EFBB British. He took home the trophy, but this only made him more determined to make a name for himself. Pro card. Dorian's successful start to his career motivated him to take time away from the stage to develop his physique. He returned 2 years later, in 1988, to compete in the British Championships. At the age of 26, 5 years after beginning his journey, Dorian earned his pro card after placing first. He had fulfilled his ambition of becoming a professional bodybuilder. But he was only just getting started. Life as a professional bodybuilder. After earning his pro card, Dorian took another break away from the limelight. Instead of competing, he focused on developing his body further to win bigger shows. He made his comeback at the 1990 Night of Champions. At this point, Dorian was still a low-profile bodybuilder, and he shocked the industry by placing second in a show after beating the likes of Danny Padilla and Robbie Robinson. It was at this point that Dorian became recognized in the industry, gaining the nickname The Shadow due to coming out of nowhere to place highly in big contests. First Mr. Olympia show. In 1991, at the age of 29, Dorian had his most successful year yet. He returned to the Night of Champions and took home the trophy. That same year, he entered the prestigious Mr. Olympia for the first time in his career. Although he didn't win, he was only beaten by a legend in the sport, Lee Haney, after placing second. He ended the year by winning the 1991 English Grand Prix, but he knew he had to step up his game to win the Mr. Olympia show. Becoming a legend. A year later, in 1992, Dorian returned to the Mr. Olympia and walked away as the champion. At the age of 30, he'd won the biggest show in the industry, but this was only the start of his reign at the top. For the next 5 years, between 1992 to 1997, Dorian won every show that he entered. He secured his place as a legend of the sport after winning the Mr. Olympia a further 5 times. Injury and retirement. Dorian was forced to retire after the 1997 Mr. Olympia due to a number of injuries that he'd suffered in the build-up to the show. Although he won regardless of torn biceps and triceps, he knew that his career was over. Fortunately, in 1994, Dorian had formed a sportswear company with Mike and Ray Mentzer and took more of an interest in the business's retirement. In 2006, he created a nutrition company, selling protein and weight gain supplements. Dorian also opened a franchise of gyms, which by 2016 had branches in both America and England.